Have you ever felt like you're constantly swimming upstream? Like no matter how hard you try, life just won't bend the way you want it to? What if I told you there's a better way, not through more force, but through more flow? Today, I want to invite you on a journey, not just of personal development, but of deep, soul-level transformation. This isn't about hustling harder. It's about letting go, trusting in the timing of the universe, and learning to listen to the subtle signs guiding you toward your highest potential. This is the Stoic art of surrender, a powerful path that blends ancient wisdom with modern mindfulness, helping us unlock peace, purpose, and true abundance in every area of life. The ancient Stoics, thinkers like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, believed that the key to happiness wasn't about controlling everything outside of us. It was about mastering what's within, your thoughts, your actions, your focus. They called it living in accordance with nature, not just the trees and rivers, but with the greater flow of life itself. Today, in our modern, noisy world, we might call that flow the universe. And here's the truth. The universe is not chaotic. It's not random. It's not working against you. It's working with you, always nudging you, guiding you if only you'll slow down enough to hear it. So many of us are taught to chase, to grasp, to fight for every inch. And sure, hard work matters. But when your effort is aligned with trust, when you stop trying to control what's outside your hands and instead start listening to your inner compass, that's when the magic begins. Imagine this. You're on a river. You can paddle furiously, fighting the current, trying to go where you think you need to go. Or you can steer gently, trust the current, and let it carry you somewhere even greater than you imagined. That's the message at the heart of this series. And to guide you through it, we've broken it down into 12 powerful lessons, each rooted in timeless Stoic thought, enhanced with modern tools like mindfulness, gratitude, visualization, and intention setting. These are not just abstract ideas, they're practical, everyday tools. Tools that will help you release anxiety and overthinking, tune into your intuition and inner wisdom, stay present in moments of chaos, and most importantly, reclaim a deep sense of peace, even when life doesn't go as planned. I'll share real-life stories, practical exercises, and even the setbacks I've personally faced walking this path, because I've been there. I've tried to force outcomes, chase dreams without clarity, and ended up burned out, disappointed, and disconnected. But when I started applying these lessons, when I surrendered the need to know it all, and started trusting the process, things shifted. Not just externally, but internally. I found calm, direction, even joy. So if you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or just craving more meaning in your journey, you're in the right place. This isn't just a video. It's an invitation to step off the hamster wheel and into the flow, to let go of what you can't control and lean into what you can, your presence, your mindset, your intention. Because when you align with the flow of the universe, success becomes effortless, peace becomes your baseline, and life starts to feel lighter. So take a deep breath, exhale the need to figure it all out, and join me as we explore the 12 timeless lessons that can help you unlock the life you were always meant to live. This is the Stoic path to effortless success, and it begins right now. What if the universe was actually speaking to you, not in some mystical, out-of-reach way, but in little nudges, subtle signs, and quiet moments you keep brushing off? You see, there's a powerful truth that most of us were never taught. The universe isn't random. It isn't silent. It's intelligent, alive, and always working with you, not against you. The ancient Stoics had a name for this. They called it logos. It means the divine intelligence, the order behind the chaos. Think of it like a cosmic GPS, constantly recalculating and guiding you if you're willing to listen. But here's the thing. Most of us are too busy trying to force our own path, trying to control every outcome, every detail, every twist and turn. And in doing so, we often miss the guidance that's already here. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had a moment where everything just clicked? Where you bumped into someone who gave you just the advice you needed? Or stumbled on a book or video that answered a question you hadn't even spoken out loud? Those aren't coincidences. That's what we call synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that feel too perfect to be accidental. They're like little breadcrumbs from the universe saying, yes, keep going. You're on the right path. So how do we start tapping into this kind of guidance? It begins with belief. Not blind faith, but a conscious decision to believe that life isn't just happening to you, it's happening for you. That there's a force greater than your plans, wiser than your fears, that's gently guiding you towards something meaningful. Then we learn to tune in. That means paying attention to the whispers, your gut feeling, the chills down your spine when something feels just right. That sense of, I don't know why, but I need to follow this. Your intuition isn't just some quirky sixth sense. It's your internal compass. Your direct line to the logos, to the wisdom of the universe itself. Think about it like this. You're scrolling through your phone and suddenly see a post about a class you've been thinking about. You're stuck in your job and out of nowhere, someone invites you to coffee and shares a new opportunity. Coincidence? Maybe. But what if it's more than that? The truth is, when we stop forcing things and start surrendering, not giving up, but letting go, something shifts. It's like being in a canoe. You can try to steer against the current, exhausting yourself. Or you can learn to flow with the river, trust the movement, and enjoy the journey. And yes, it takes practice. We've been trained to chase, to push, to control. But here's the magic. The universe already knows where you're meant to go. You just have to believe it, watch for the signs, and take the steps you're being called to take. So today, I challenge you. Start by trusting. Start by listening. Start by letting go just a little. Because when you do, the guidance becomes clearer. The path feels lighter. And what once felt impossible starts to unfold naturally and beautifully. This is lesson 1. The universe is your guide. In a world that never stops moving, where our to-do lists are endless, our phones never stop buzzing, and silence feels almost unnatural. What if the real secret to peace, to clarity, even to success, isn't doing more, but learning to be still? Welcome to lesson 2, embracing stillness in a chaotic world. You see, in today's modern life, stillness has become a lost art. We're taught to hustle, to grind, to fill every moment with action and noise. But the truth is, all that doing can actually drown out what matters most. The ancient Stoics understood this. They believed that wisdom doesn't come from chasing things, but from aligning yourself with the natural rhythm of life. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, once wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." Let that sink in for a moment. Even back then, in a world without emails, deadlines, or social media, the need for stillness was essential. So how about us? How do we find that kind of peace when we're stuck in traffic, juggling meetings, or trying to keep up with everything? Here's the truth. You don't need to escape to a mountaintop to find stillness. You can create moments of quiet right where you are, even in the middle of chaos. Let me share a few practices that have helped me and countless others reclaim space for stillness. Start with a quiet morning ritual. Before you check your phone or dive into the day, take 5 minutes. Just 5. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Set an intention. Be still. It's like anchoring your mind before the storm begins. Build mindful moments into your day. You don't need 30 minutes of meditation. Sometimes all it takes is 30 seconds. Pause between tasks. Notice your breath. Feel your feet on the ground. This helps reset your nervous system and clears mental clutter. Digital detox, even if it's just 15 minutes. Turn off notifications. Step away from the screen. Give yourself permission to disconnect so you can reconnect with yourself. Walk in nature, even if it's just around your block. There's something deeply healing about trees, wind, and sky. The Stoics believe that nature mirrors our true self, steady, simple, and powerful. A quiet walk can do more for your soul than an hour of scrolling ever will. And here's the thing, stillness doesn't mean being unproductive. It means creating space for your thoughts to settle, your intuition to rise, and your energy to reset. It's often in those quiet moments, standing in line, sitting in your car, sipping your coffee, that breakthroughs happen. That clarity appears, that you finally hear what your deeper self has been trying to say. Let me ask you, when was the last time you truly paused? When you weren't reacting, scrolling, or planning the next thing, but just being. Stillness isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It's where your power gathers, it's where your creativity sparks, and it's where the universe often whispers its next step for you. So today, I invite you to stop just for a moment. Breathe. Listen. Be present. Because sometimes the most productive thing you can do is absolutely nothing at all. What if everything you've been hoping for, the peace, the opportunities, the success, is already out there waiting? But here's the twist. The universe can't deliver if you're not ready to receive. This might sound simple, but it's one of the biggest mindset shifts you'll ever make. You see, the universe is inherently abundant. There's no shortage of possibilities, connections, ideas, or blessings. But if you're walking around closed off, filled with doubt, or carrying stories that say, "I'm not good enough," success isn't for people like me, then even the best opportunities can pass you by, unnoticed. The ancient Stoics had a beautiful phrase, amor fati, which means love your fate. It's about fully embracing everything that happens, the good, the bad, the uncertain, as part of your unique journey. When you do that, you stop resisting life and start receiving it. Now, here's the hard part. Most of us have limiting beliefs that block our receptivity, beliefs we picked up from childhood, society, past failures. Maybe you've caught yourself thinking, "I'm just not lucky. I always mess things up. Success is for other people." I've been there too. For years, I didn't even realize how much I was pushing abundance away. Not because I didn't want it, but because deep down, I didn't believe I deserved it. So let's break this down into action, because awareness is power. Identify your limiting beliefs. Get honest. What thoughts run through your head when you imagine achieving your dream life? Do you feel fear, shame, guilt? Write them down. Call them out. You can't heal what you won't face. Challenge and reframe those beliefs. Ask yourself, is that belief actually true? Is there any proof? Replace "I'm not enough" with "I am capable and evolving." Replace "I always fail" with "I am learning and growing." Practice gratitude. This is a superpower. When you begin to truly appreciate what you already have, you energetically say to the universe, "Thank you, and I'm ready for more." Stay present. So often we're stuck in the past or anxious about the future, but abundance lives here in this moment. The more you slow down, the more you notice the good that's already flowing your way. Imagine this. You're dreaming of starting your own business, but inside you fear failure. You start doubting your worth. What if instead you said, "Yes, I'm scared and I'm still worthy of trying"? What if instead of shrinking, you opened your arms wide and said, "Universe, I'm ready"? That's what it means to be receptive, not passive, not waiting on the sidelines, but active, open, and aligned. So here's my challenge to you today. Right, begin to open the door. Right, even if it's just an inch. Right, even if your hands are still trembling, because you are worthy of success. You are worthy of happiness. You are worthy of every good thing life has in store for you. The universe is ready. Are you? Let me ask you something. Are you chasing a life that's truly yours? Or one that the world told you to want? In a society filled with noise, pressure, and endless comparison, it's easy to get swept away by someone else's definition of success. But real fulfillment, real alignment, it begins when you define your own path and walk it with clarity. The Stoics believed that we don't control outcomes, we control our choices, our values, our direction. And in today's language, that means this. When you set a clear intention, you're not just wishing, you're declaring. You're placing a flag in the ground and saying, "This is where I'm going and I'm willing to show up for it." So how do you do that? Let's break it down into 3 simple, powerful steps, the same framework I use in my own life, and one that's helped thousands of others create real momentum. Define your version of success. Not your parents' version, not society's. Yours. What lights you up? What makes your heart beat faster? Is it writing a novel, launching a business, living simply in nature? Forget what should look like and start asking, what does a meaningful, successful life look like for me? Know your why. This is your fire, your fuel. Why does this goal matter? What's driving you beneath the surface? Maybe you want freedom, or to create something that inspires others. Maybe it's about providing for your family, or finally honoring a part of you that's been silent for too long. When your why is powerful, your how becomes possible, even when the journey gets tough. Create an action map. A dream without action is just a wish, but a clear path, that's where real transformation begins. Break your goal into small, doable steps. Let's say your dream is to write a novel. Your intention might sound like this. I intend to write and publish a novel that inspires others. Your why? Because I want to give voice to stories that need to be told, and I believe my words matter. Your action plan: write 500 words a day. Join a local or online writing group. Research publishing options once a month. That's it. No need for overwhelm, just momentum. And here's the beauty. When you set an intention with clarity, the universe listens. You're no longer drifting, you're steering. And even when the wind changes, you know how to adjust your sails. So today, I invite you to ask yourself, what do I really want? Why do I want it? And what is one step I can take this week to move closer? You don't need all the answers. You just need direction, intention, and willingness to begin. Because when clarity meets purpose, that's when magic unfolds. Have you ever caught yourself driving somewhere and realizing you don't remember a single moment of the ride? Or maybe you've eaten an entire meal, barely tasting a bite. Or spent an entire day stuck in your head thinking about the future, replaying the past, barely noticing the present. We've all been there. In today's fast-paced, hyper-connected world, it's so easy to go on autopilot, to live our lives from the neck up, disconnected from our breath, our body, and the now. But here's the truth. The present moment is where your power lives, and learning to be here now with awareness and without judgment can transform everything. This is Lesson 5, practicing mindful awareness. The Stoics understood this long before mindfulness became a trend. They taught that peace and wisdom aren't found in controlling the world, but in mastering our response to it. And the best way to do that is to become the observer of your thoughts, not their prisoner. That's mindfulness in its simplest form, noticing your thoughts without getting lost in them, witnessing your emotions without letting them take over, choosing your response instead of reacting on autopilot. And the best part, you don't need to change your life to become more mindful. You just need to show up more fully for the one you're already living. Let me share a few simple ways to practice this. Mindful breathing. This is the anchor. You don't need to sit cross-legged for an hour. Just pause, take a deep breath in, and a slow breath out. Even one mindful breath can interrupt stress, bring you back to your body, and shift your entire state. Mindful eating, walking, listening. Whatever you're doing, do just that. When eating, actually taste your food. When walking, feel your feet on the ground. When listening, be present with the other person, not planning your response, but really hearing them. These tiny shifts create massive presence. Integrate mindfulness into daily life. You don't need more time, you just need more awareness. While washing dishes, feel the warmth of the water. While showering, notice the sensation on your skin. While waiting in line, observe your breath instead of scrolling. These are your moments. Don't miss them. And here's why this matters. When you practice mindfulness, you become less reactive and more responsive. You pause before snapping. You breathe instead of spiraling. You choose calm over chaos. And slowly, moment by moment, you build a life that's rooted in peace, not panic. So ask yourself, what's one area of your day where you can slow down and become more present? Start there. One breath, one moment, one habit. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be here. Because when you're truly present, that's when life starts to feel real again. In a world that moves at lightning speed, where we're told to hustle harder, do more, and make things happen now, it's easy to feel like we're always behind. But what if the truth is, you're exactly where you're supposed to be? Let's take a breath together, because if you've ever wondered, why isn't it happening yet? Why does everyone else seem to be getting there faster? Am I doing something wrong? Then this message is for you. The ancient Stoics had a concept called prajna, the belief that the universe is not random or cruel, but benevolent. That life is unfolding for you, even when you don't see it yet. It's like planting a seed. You water it, you care for it, but you don't dig it up every day asking, why haven't you grown yet? You trust the process. You know that beneath the surface, something real is happening. And it's the same with your dreams. Whether you're searching for a new job, starting a business, chasing a creative calling, the growth is not always visible right away. But that doesn't mean it's not happening. I know it's hard to wait. We live in a culture of instant gratification, fast food, fast news, fast success. But the things that matter, the things that last, they take time. So how do we trust in something we can't see? Let's talk about a few practices that have helped me and may just bring you peace too. Be present in the moment. This moment right here is all you ever truly have. When your mind races toward the future, gently bring it back to now. Because the more present you are, the more prepared you become for what's next. Celebrate the small wins. Don't wait for the big break to feel proud. That email you sent, that idea you outlined, that workout you finished, they all matter. Each step is a sign of movement, of life, of momentum. Focus on action, not the clock. Your job is to show up with intention, with integrity, with heart. The universe's job is to decide when and how things unfold. Stop trying to force the timeline. Instead, ask, what can I do today to honor the path I'm on? Think about it like this: the artist who paints for years before being discovered, the entrepreneur whose first 5 launches didn't take off, the writer who faced dozens of rejections before getting published. Their stories didn't unfold overnight, and neither will yours. But that doesn't mean it's not working. It just means the roots are still growing. So next time you feel discouraged, remember this: delay is not denial. Silence is not absence. And waiting is not wasted time. Direct hit trust that the universe is not late. It's preparing you, strengthening you, aligning you. Because when the timing is right, everything you've worked for will arrive with ease, clarity, and purpose. Have you ever tried to control something so tightly that the more you held on, the more it slipped away? We've all done it, gripping hard to outcomes, obsessing over results, replaying what-if scenarios in our heads. But here's a truth that can change everything. Control is an illusion. And learning to let go, not give up, but truly let go, is one of the most powerful shifts you'll ever make. The ancient Stoics understood this well. They taught that we don't control external events, not other people, not circumstances, not outcomes. What we do control is how we respond, your thoughts, your choices, your focus. And that shift, from fixing the outside to mastering the inside, is where real peace begins. Think about it. You can prepare for a job interview with care, but you can't control whether you get hired. You can love someone deeply and communicate honestly, but you can't control how they feel or behave. You can take care of your health, eat well, move your body, but you can't guarantee a perfect bill of health. So the key is not to stop caring. It's to focus your energy where it actually matters. Let me offer a few tools that help bring this Stoic lesson to life. Mindfulness. When you're mindful, you create space between the stimulus and your reaction. You pause, you breathe, you choose. You stop reacting on autopilot and start responding with wisdom. The Serenity Prayer. You've probably heard it before, but let's revisit it slowly. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. This isn't just spiritual advice, it's Stoic gold. Know what's in your hands and release what's not. The Circle of Influence from Stephen Covey. Imagine two circles. One is your circle of concern, filled with everything you worry about but can't control. The economy, other people's opinions, the weather. The other is your circle of influence, the things you can impact, your words, your habits, your mindset. The more you focus on your influence, the stronger it grows and the lighter your life becomes. Let me be real with you. Letting go isn't easy. It's a practice. I've had moments in my work, relationships, even health, where I wanted so badly to grip tighter. But all it did was drain my energy and rob my peace. And yet every time I chose surrender instead of control, I felt freer, stronger, more alive. So if you're carrying something right now, a fear, a person, a situation that feels heavy, ask yourself, is this within my power to change? Or is this something I need to release? Letting go is not giving up. It's giving over to trust, to peace, to the greater rhythm of life. What if the wisest guide in your life isn't out there in a book, a podcast, or a mentor, but already living inside you? Deep within each of us, there's a voice, steady, quiet, powerful. The Stoics called it the hegemonikon, the ruling faculty of the soul. You might call it your inner compass, your intuition, or simply your gut. Whatever the name, it's real. And when you learn to listen to it, you start making choices that feel right, even if they don't always make sense to the outside world. The ancient Stoics believed that true peace and power come from within, not from chasing approval, trends, or external validation. And today, more than ever, we need that reminder. Because the world is loud. Every day, we're bombarded with voices telling us who we should be, what success looks like, and how we should live. It's easy to get lost, to tune out our own knowing. But the good news is, your inner wisdom, it's still there. You just have to create space to hear it. Let's walk through a few ways you can start reconnecting with that quiet, brilliant voice inside. Listen to your emotions. Your feelings are signals, not inconveniences. Joy, peace, inspiration, they're signs you're in alignment. Tension, dread, burnout, those are whispers from your inner self saying, this isn't it. Don't dismiss your emotions. Learn from them. Tune into your body. Your body is wise. It knows when you're ignoring your needs, your boundaries, your truth. Pay attention to tight shoulders, a clenched jaw, or that sense of expansion in your chest when something feels right. The body doesn't lie, we just have to start listening. Practice stillness. Stillness is where your inner voice speaks the loudest. Try journaling. Sit in silence for 5 minutes a day. Ask yourself, what do I really want right now? What would bring me closer to who I'm meant to be? You might be surprised by what comes up, not from logic, but from truth. Here's a simple example. You're facing a big decision, a job offer, a move, a relationship shift. Your brain makes a pros and cons list, but your gut, it already knows. You feel a calm yes or a heavy no. That's your inner wisdom. And when you honor it, you begin to live a life that's deeply authentic, not just impressive on paper. And here's something powerful to remember. Your inner wisdom is always there, even if you've ignored it, even if you've doubted it. It never leaves, it only waits. So today, I invite you to slow down, breathe, reflect, and ask, what does my deepest self want me to hear right now? Have you ever walked into a room and felt something shift, without anyone saying a word, or met someone for the first time and instantly felt drawn to their energy? That is no accident. There's a force flowing through all things, through you, me, the air between us. The ancient Stoics called it pneuma, the breath of life, the vital spirit, the energy that connects everything in existence. Today, we might call it universal energy, life force, or even the spiritual Wi-Fi that keeps us all connected. The Stoics didn't believe in randomness. They believed in order, harmony, and a living universe guided by intelligence, what they called logos. And at the center of that system is pneuma, the subtle energy that animates all things. When you're aligned with this energy, life flows smoother, decisions feel clearer, synchronicities appear more often, and even in chaos, you feel centered. But how do we actually connect to this invisible force? Let's explore a few simple, yet powerful practices: meditation and stillness. Silence is where the universe speaks the loudest. Even 5 minutes of stillness a day, sitting quietly, breathing deeply, can shift your energy field. It's not about clearing your mind. It's about coming back to yourself. Breath awareness. Your breath is your bridge to the present moment and to universal energy. Each inhale draws in life force. Each exhale releases tension, fear, resistance. Conscious breathing reconnects you to the flow, like tuning into a cosmic frequency. Visualization. Close your eyes and imagine your ideal future, not just seeing it, but feeling it in your body. This is not wishful thinking, this is energetic alignment. Your mind is a transmitter. Your energy sets the tone for what you attract. Gratitude practice. Gratitude raises your vibration instantly. When you focus on what's good, what's working, what's beautiful, you tell the universe, more of this, please. It's not magic, it's resonance. Connect with nature. Nature is the purest form of universal energy. A walk in the woods, bare feet on the grass, a moment watching the sky. It grounds you, clears your field, brings you home. You don't need to try hard to align with the universe. You just need to slow down enough to feel that it's already here. This energy, this pneuma, isn't something outside of you. It's in you, around you, always available. So if you've been feeling disconnected, scattered, or blocked, try this: pause, breathe, step outside, place your hand over your heart and say, I am connected, I am supported, I am part of something greater. There's a quiet power that transforms everything it touches. It turns scarcity into sufficiency, pressure into presence, and fear into fullness. That power is gratitude. And when practiced daily, it becomes the foundation for a life of true abundance. Not just wealth in the bank, but richness in the soul. The Stoics taught us to appreciate what we already have, not because they were against growth, but because they understood this simple truth. You can't fully receive more if you don't honor what's already here. Even Abraham Maslow, the psychologist who gave us the hierarchy of needs, called gratitude the mother of all virtues. Because when you begin with gratitude, everything changes: your mindset, your energy, your outlook. So what does it mean to live in a state of abundance? It means shifting from what's missing to what's already working. Why don't I have that? To look at all that I do have. Abundance isn't about having everything. It's about recognizing that what you have is enough to begin, and more will come. Let's explore a few powerful, yet simple practices to bring this mindset into your daily life. Gratitude journaling. Every morning or evening, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Not just the big stuff, but the little sacred things. A kind smile, a hot shower, a deep breath. This trains your brain to look for the good, even in hard times. Feel the goodness, don't just list it. Gratitude isn't a checklist, it's a feeling. So after you write something down, pause, feel it, breathe it in. Let it fill your chest. That's where the transformation happens. Express it out loud. Tell someone thank you sincerely. Call a friend. Hug a partner. Smile at a stranger. Gratitude is energy, and when shared, it multiplies. Visualize abundance. Close your eyes and picture a life where you feel full, emotionally, spiritually, financially. Feel what it's like to wake up fulfilled. You're not just manifesting. You're aligning with a frequency that says, I am open to receive. Here's what I've learned. You don't have to wait for everything to be perfect to feel abundant. In fact, the people who feel rich in life often started with very little except one thing: gratitude. So the next time you catch yourself thinking, I wish I had more, pause, look around, and ask, what do I already have that I've been overlooking? The answer may surprise you. Gratitude doesn't ignore your goals, it strengthens them, because you stop chasing from lack and start creating from love. What if the path to success isn't about pushing harder, but learning how to flow, to move like water, to ride the wave rather than fight the tide? In Taoism, there's a concept called Wu Wei, which means non-doing or effortless action. But don't misunderstand, this doesn't mean being passive or lazy. Wu Wei is about alignment. It's like surfing. You don't control the ocean, but you learn to read the waves, adjust your balance, and trust the ride. You paddle with intention, but you don't try to force the sea. In our daily lives, we often try to control too much: outcomes, timelines, other people, even our own emotions. But what if letting go isn't losing power, it's gaining clarity? Let's talk about how to live and lead from that place of easeful strength. Here are some ways to practice flow in your own life. Accept the unknown. Life is full of uncertainty. That's not a flaw, it's the fabric of existence. Instead of fearing the unknown, try this. I don't need to know exactly where I'm going, I just need to take the next step in trust. When you stop demanding answers and start listening for guidance, you'll begin to notice quiet signals all around you. Release the grip of expectations. Expectations are heavy. We often think we need everything to go according to plan to feel at peace. But peace isn't in perfection, it's in presence. Let go of how it should look. Be curious about how it could unfold. Because sometimes the universe's plan is better than yours. It just takes longer to reveal. Focus on the present and trust the process. This moment is all you truly have. You can't rush growth. You can't force alignment. But you can show up fully right now. Do your part, take inspired action, then release the outcome. It's not giving up. It's letting go at the right time. Direct hit a personal example. There was a point when I kept forcing a project to succeed. I pushed, I stressed, I controlled every detail. And I burned out. But the moment I paused, breathed, and surrendered, the right opportunity came in and it felt effortless. That's the power of Wu Wei. Not doing nothing, but doing the right thing at the right time with lightness and trust. So if you're feeling stuck, anxious, or like you're swimming upstream, pause, ask yourself, where am I forcing something that actually needs space? Can I soften my grip and trust the tide? Let life carry you, not because you're avoiding effort, but because you've learned how to flow with purpose. What if I told you that the most powerful tool for building the life you want is already inside your mind? You don't need a new job, more money, or the perfect timing to begin. You need vision, a vivid, positive, clear picture of who you're becoming. The Stoics believed in shaping our inner world to withstand any outer storm. But in modern times, we've discovered something powerful. What we repeatedly imagine begins to shape what we experience. This isn't just positive thinking. This is mental rehearsal, and science backs it up. Olympic athletes use visualization to prepare for gold. Speakers visualize walking confidently on stage, and healers imagine their bodies restoring balance down to the cell. So here's the truth. The mind doesn't always distinguish between reality and imagination. What you see internally, your body starts preparing to live externally. Let's make this practical. Close your eyes, picture yourself giving that presentation. Feel your voice steady, your audience nodding. Let the moment become real, not in the future, but now. That feeling creates momentum, health. Visualize your body vibrant, strong, and energized. See yourself waking up rested, moving freely, nourishing yourself. Let that image guide your choices today, not from guilt, but from love. Relationships. Imagine being surrounded by support, laughter, and deep connection. Feel what it's like to be seen, understood, and appreciated as you are. When you hold that feeling, you attract what matches it: personal growth. See yourself rising through challenges, not avoiding them, but growing because of them. Picture yourself calm in the storm, clear under pressure, and proud of who you're becoming. But here's the key. Don't just think it, feel it. Use all your senses. What do you see? Hear, feel in your chest. The more vivid the vision, the more powerful the impact. And no, this isn't about sitting back and waiting for magic. It's about setting the tone so when you take action, you're already aligned with the outcome you want. You don't have to wait to feel successful. You can start practicing success in your mind today. So ask yourself, if I were already living my ideal life, how would I show up today? What if the path to success isn't about pushing harder, but learning how to align deeper? Because real transformation doesn't come from force. It comes from harmony. Harmony with your own values. Harmony with the present moment. Harmony with the greater intelligence some call the universe, the Tao, or simply life. Over the past lessons, we've explored timeless wisdom. How to let go, set clear intentions, practice mindfulness, and open our hearts through gratitude. These aren't just spiritual ideas. They are practical tools, roadmaps to help you co-create your future with a force much bigger than yourself. Because here's the truth. When you stop trying to control everything, you make space for miracles to flow in. When you live with intention, not obsession. When you act from inspiration, not pressure. When you move with the current, not against it. That's when life begins to respond in beautiful, unexpected ways. So take this with you. Sparkles, let go of the timeline. Sparkles, let go of the need to know how it will all unfold. Sparkles, and instead, show up today with presence, purpose, and peace. Maybe your dream is big. Maybe it feels far. But your only job is to stay aligned with it one moment at a time. Keep walking. Keep listening. Keep trusting. Because let go, flow with the current, and watch your dreams quietly begin to take form.